Welcome to day number 3 in this Health Talk series of prioritizing personal relationships over work life. Today, we're going to talk about what you don't know about your hustle that is eventually going to kill you. So, now that we are in 2022, since the past 2 years, we have adjusted our daily routines and schedules to work from home. Basically, we have made our home the office, right? So, we have started to work so much more than usual. Many employees have started reporting that they have been able to, even create their own businesses now, their side hustles, and work on scaling their business online. People have also suffered from loneliness, anxiety, and inconsistent communication during this time. So it has its upsides and it has its downsides as well. Whenever you are hustling away when it comes to a work life, whether it is running your own business or it's working for any other organization as well. Let's have a look at a few statistics. So over here, you can see that employees who work more than 55 hours per week are 1.66 times higher risk of depression and 1.74 times at higher risk for anxiety. Okay. So for the ones who are working for more than 55 hours a week, they are likely to be victims of depression and anxiety. 35 to 40 hours is, you know, something which you can control very easily as well. But more than 55 hours a week, it's going to be eventually very, very harmful for you as you go ahead. So you really need to check on that. 65% people are working longer hours remotely than pre-COVID. As I have spoken about this before, that previously we used to have fixed timing, we used to have fixed schedules as well. But now, since we are working from home, we have the pressure to be available even 24/7 many a times, and we tend to force ourselves to work so much more. We tend to get into this productivity guilt syndrome. So when we talk about productivity guilt syndrome, which means that if you are seeing other people working away on a continuous basis, and possibly you are taking some time off to take rest or to be with family, to be with friends, you tend to feel guilty about the fact that you are not productive. This especially also happens when we see updates on social media as well as to how people are working away on a regular basis as well. And if we are not working on a continuous basis, this is just a notion that we tend to have, that if we are not working on a continuous basis, we are not hustling hard enough, because of which we are sacrificing on our personal life, our mental health, our physical health, our emotional health, our peace of mind, our relationships with our friends and family. So what is the cost? What is the price that we are paying today for working so hard? It is extremely dangerous. It's an extremely dangerous culture. This entire culture of hustling away every single minute or every single hour of the day. It's really crazy. 7 out of 10 Americans working from home during COVID-19 are struggling to maintain a healthy work-life balance. Again, some very important statistics that I want to share with you over here so that I can give you some new ideas, some concepts which can help you to keep your personal life and professional life in check. 56% of people say they are more stressed about work than ever before when working from home during COVID-19. So many deadlines, so many calls, so many presentations, emails, projects to work on a continuous basis. There's a lot of stress going on. And many a times, so many organizations are even likely to take advantage of the fact that since you are at home right now, you don't have to commute anywhere. They are giving you more presentation, they're giving you more tasks than necessary. The average work day lengthened by 48.5 minutes following stay at home orders and lockdowns. Employees who work more than 55 hours per week are at a higher risk of coronary heart disease and stroke. Just imagine this: heart diseases, coronary heart disease, and stroke. So you are likely to be affected with so many health issues at the same time when you are slogging away and you're not giving time to yourself. You're not giving time to your mental health, not giving time to your physical health, and to even de-stress or relax, you're not even able to communicate your thoughts, your feelings with your friends and family, because your work is taking away so much of your time. So you really, really need to be careful of that. 38% of people say their organization never or rarely makes it possible for employees to have a healthy balance between work and life. 1/3 of workers say work-life balance is the most important of all benefits. 66% of full-time employees in the US do not strongly believe they have a work-life balance. 51% of people say they have missed out on important life events because of inadequate work-life balance. 68% say poor work-life balance negatively impacts their morale and motivation at work. What more proof do we need today? When we are missing out on so many important occasions, so many important events in our life, we are not able to keep up with our own self-esteem, our morale, our motivation at work, yet we are slogging away in this hustle culture. At what cost? That is the biggest question that we need to ask ourselves today. Now, what are the red flags to understand if you're trapped in this hustle culture? Number one, if you're feeling burnt out and exhausted on a regular basis. Number two, if you have no time for yourself at all. Number three, suffering from fear of missing out while you're away from work. So if you're away from work, if you're spending some time with friends and family, you're out on vacation, you'd be like, oh my God, I'm not working right now. There are many other of my colleagues and other people that they're working away. They are being much more productive right now, and I am being unproductive by taking a break. You are not doing anything wrong at all. So please don't get into this thought process that you're missing out on anything whenever you're taking a break or you're away from work. Next up is feeling guilty about taking rest or leaves. Number five is having no sense of timing. Number six, not sleeping until the work is done. Number seven, the thought of impending work is always on your mind, which makes you more anxious as well. Number eight, you prioritize your work over wellness, relationships, and happiness. Number nine, you are living in paid reality. So paid reality is pressured, always on, information overload, distractible reality. Number 10, sending and answering work emails post your work hours. Number 11, spending more time checking your phone and office groups than connecting with friends and family. And number 12, feeling scattered brained. This is by Rajendra Kushwaha, a corporate mindfulness coach. So just imagine if you are trapped in this hustle culture on a continuous basis, these are the 12 big red flags you need to work on right away. I need to spot them in your life. If any one of these red flags are there in your life right now. If you're going through any one of these symptoms, stop right now, give time to yourself and reassess what should be done. How you can even delegate your job to somebody else so that you are able to give more time to yourself, to your friend, and to your friends and family. Now, why the hustle culture is bad for your productivity and well-being. This is by Dr. Sarika Agarwal Goenka, a wellness and happiness coach. Listen to this. If you are hustling, you harbor toxic competitiveness, which spikes more anxiety and more stress. Like you are in competition with someone, that I need to hustle much harder or much more than my fellow colleagues or fellow competitors. It's going to be disastrous for you. Okay. So if your friend is working for 15 hours a day on a continuous basis, not giving themselves a lot of time and rest, and if you think that, okay, he or she is going to work for 15 hours, I'm going to work for 19 hours, and guess who's going to lose in that game? It's definite you are going to lose. The reason for that is that if you are going to work for 19 hours a day, you are at risk of getting these, mental and physical illnesses as well. You don't win by working much harder. You win by working smarter. All right. Next up is overworking impacts your mental well-being. But stress from the urge to meet deadlines and completing targets causes stress-induced diabetes, eating disorders, hormonal imbalance, and weight gain. Have you ever noticed about the fact that whenever you are consumed in your work, you don't feel hungry? You don't even remember to drink water. And you are on this continuous run, let's say for a project that you are starting off, and you say that, okay, it's going to take an hour or 1.5 hours of your time. It's about to be lunchtime. You are, called out to go and have lunch with your family. Now, you have set this deadline that 1.5 hours I will work. But when you're so consumed in that particular task or project, 2 hours, 2.5 hours, 3 hours pass by, and you forget to have your food. You don't even drink water. You don't even take care of yourself. You don't even take a break. You don't even splash some water on your eyes. You don't even take a breather for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, just because you want to complete the work or you want to meet a certain deadline. How many issues it's causing, how many health issues it's creating. You may not notice it immediately. It's a build up over a period of time. It becomes a huge problem. So really take care of yourself. Last but not the least, working longer hours affects your creativity and productivity as well. Fatigue and stress may also be the reason why you may be making so many mistakes as well. Does it ever happen that if you are fatigued and if you're too stressed out, you are not able to communicate very effectively, you're not able to think of new ideas as well? Which is why there is something called as a Pomodoro technique as well, wherein you are able to, set your time for working on a particular task, and you're able to take breaks as well. Let's say that you do want to work continuously, work in short periods, short bursts. Just like if you're working for 25 minutes or 30 minutes at max. So just set a timer that for 30 minutes at max, I'm going to work. And then for 10 to 15 minutes, I'll take a break. Then again, after that 10, 15 minutes of break, again 30 minutes, you're able to, uh, you know, focus on your work in a much more productive manner as well, because you're giving some time to yourself as well. You're taking care of yourself. That is very important. But don't make the mistake of overworking yourself, please, or thinking about the fact that if you are not working, you are being unproductive, and the world is going ahead of you, and your colleagues are going ahead of you, and they are slogging away, it's going to come at a cost. It's really going to come at a cost by hustling way too much, by stressing way too much, by experiencing burnout on a regular basis. You are not going to be, thinking productively or creatively. Then it does not make sense as well, right? So first, take care of yourself, give time to your friends and family, have a healthy state of mind as well. Be at calm, be at peace, and work effectively. You don't have to do everything in yourself. You can even divide your tasks. You can even start delegating your tasks. You'll feel so much more at ease as well. So that's how you manage your stress effectively. Last but not the least, hustling during work from home is the worst. Productivity anxiety is affecting professionals across many different fields. Many people feel guilty about taking rest when they get a window to relax or slow down. Excessive work, extended work hours, and the quest to balance work life further pushes people off the edge and causes more burnout. This was again by Dr. Sarika Agarwal Goenka, a wellness and happiness coach. So you can imagine this is something which I just spoke about, how it can take a toll on your life, how we feel guilty of the fact that we are taking rest. That's the worst thing to do. Even when you're taking rest, you will be even more anxious, you'll be even more stressed. So even the sleep that you would take, or even the short power nap that you would take, it would be chaotic for you. So don't get into that particular hustle culture. Give time to yourself, give time to your friends, give time to your family. Most importantly, work on your personal relationships. I always say this: when you work on your personal life, it will automatically and dramatically improve your your professional life in a positive manner as well. Because today you can achieve all the success in your professional life, but if you are far far away from your friends and your family, your near and dear ones, if you cannot share that kind of happiness or success with them, and if there is a communication gap with them, you're not giving time to them, eventually you might end up feeling more lonely and anxious as well. So don't do that. Give time to yourself, give time to your family, give time to your friends, give time to your near and dear ones. That is very, very important. And as you already know now, too much of the hustle culture is going to kill you. All right. Thank you so very much once again for being a part of the session. Thank you so much for listening to me. I will see you in the next session where we will talk more about how we can prioritize our personal relationships over work life. Thank you so much once again.
Help Talks are daily health-related talks held at Health Education Library for People, Mumbai, India. For more information visit www.healthlibrary.com. Subscribe to Help Talks channel. Be better informed about your health.